good morning. We are on our second trip and we're going to start off with this series called Movers and Shakers in Augusta. And today we're going to be talking to an Ironman. So before we jump in, let's find out what an Ironman is. So Girish,
Okay.
morning.
Good morning. Can run a marathon. They can do long distance swimming, long distance cycling, but Ironman is something where a person earns the title of an Ironman after having done a combination of the three, that is long distance running, cycling and swimming. Half Ironman RAJAT MATHUR from Villa 203. He's run, swum and cycled for long distances, starting with the swimming, about 1.9 kilometers of swimming, cycling a distance of 90 kilometers, and then running a distance of 21.1 kilometers.
Wow.
Now that's an half Ironman in our community.
Yeah.
That's RAJAT MATHUR, and at the age of 52, I think he did it, or 51 maybe, but that's no less. I mean, achieving a feat at that particular age is definitely very, very highly commendable.
We have in the back seat Rajat.
Hey guys!
Yeah, our Rajat, our Ironman of Augusta, the first one, maybe in the entire area as well. So Rajat, welcome to the Movers and Shakers show of Augusta.
You mean this gets recorded while we are moving and shaking?
With my driving, yeah.
With Girish driving, we are surely moving and shaking. All right. So, this is an exciting part because, there's a lot of achievers within Augusta, and what we want to do, as we all three of us discussed, is how can we, share this knowledge, share this moments of experiences, and become a source of inspiration for all of us and people who want to really want to attempt or try and do things which they have not really done. So Rajat, so a couple of questions coming your way for us to know you a little bit more better in terms of your achievement of an Ironman.
Sure, great.
So let's start off with the first one. So everyone, or perhaps there are people who understand what Ironman is, but tell us a little bit about your journey, how it started, what motivated you to pick up such a high level of intense activity to do Ironman. So, a lot of people want to do things, but the biggest challenge, Rajat, is starting, right? So when you thought about this, area of, activity you wanted to do, what was the trigger for you to kickstart this entire process towards Ironman? What is the trigger?
Yeah. So actually there was a trigger, and that trigger was, my wife's 50th birthday. So she was, when the year which she turned 50, she kind of sent me a challenge that, instead of, buying me something, do something which you'll be proud of. Do something this year which you think, which you'll remember. And she said that in the beginning of the year. So, I thought a while, and I've been, I've separately been doing all these things, running and cycling and swimming, but I knew about this event which is coming, which is now started in India as well, the Ironman, and that set me up, and I just thought that why not challenge myself, and see if I can put all the three things together and just bring it off
Great. So Rajat, you just kind of reconfirmed the famous saying that behind every successful man there is a woman, and this is exactly seems to be a story for you as well. Fantastic. Thanks for that. All right. So you mentioned about endurance. You used the word endurance, which I think is a very important aspect in any sports or physical activity. But Ironman is at a different league altogether. So, tell us a little bit about how did you prepare for this feat mentally and physically?
Yeah, great questions. And actually, you have articulated it pretty well. So there's two different aspects, and both of which need to be, handled and managed and thought about. The physical aspect of the training and the mental aspect of the training. Both of them are actually very, very key, and you have to really stay strong throughout, the event. So first of all, the physical aspect, and this is of course really critical, really crucial, because you have to be, at your, you're doing the event, the grueling event, and it takes over 8 hours.
Wow.
So it's 8 hours, of non-stop exertion that you have to train yourself that your body shouldn't just give up on you.
Wow.
So that's you have to do this. So each aspect. So there is of course the skill aspect. So I had a coach who used to give me workouts for swimming, for running, for cycling. Also there's strength training, which is very key, very important, and that also you have to take up. Then I also used to have used to do yoga very regularly in order to get my body flexible, make your just it really helps in overall conditioning of your body. So and then also there's, when you are cycling, there are different aspects. For example, or all the exertion, you don't want your heart rate to go up very high.
Mm-hmm.
So you also have to keep monitoring your heart rate, and so you have to practice going at a steady cadence, going at a steady pace, so that you are able to run consistently, or do whatever you're doing consistently for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
without getting fatigued.
So fantastic. I mean, so what we're hearing and learning from you is it requires preparation, it requires planning, and it requires a little bit of coaching.
Which normally you don't think about when you do any one of them independently, is nutrition. And when I was saying that you have to, the event will go on for 8 hours, a very key thing is that you might, your glycogen reserves basically get depleted.
Uh-huh.
If you, after a certain amount of time, the science shows that your glycogen reserves get depleted, and then you hit the wall.
Right.
In order to prevent that, so in an 8-hour event, you are bound to deplete all your glycogen. So in an event like this, you have to train your body to keep. So your nutrition plays a very key role. That in order for you not to hit the wall, so you have to keep having something. So I used to I had these energy bars, energy gels, and you have to keep consuming something every half an hour.
I mean, that's great. I mean, there's a lot of science behind and achieving an event, right? So
Yes.
you spoke about training, you spoke about coaching, you spoke about preparation, you spoke about nutrition. I mean, all that together probably makes the right recipe for success from what you have achieved. Fantastic. So now let's move to the next part. So this is probably the preparation part in a sense. But when you embarked on the journey of actually doing it, what were some of the challenges you faced and how did you overcome it?
The biggest challenge is the time pressure, that because this kind of thing requires a lot of time. So for anybody in fact embarking on this, I would say that to do this, you have to make sure that you understand that you have to give a certain amount of time, at least if not every day, but consistently in your week you have to train certain minimum level of hours. There's something called as brick workouts, which is bike and run in combination. And it's important to do those, because as soon as you finish running or doing your cycle, there are different set of muscles in your legs which are used in cycling.
Right.
And when you start running, people typically get feel like their legs have turned to jelly.
Oh.
So you just collapse on the ground because so it needs a little bit of training to get used to this fact. So you have to do these brick workouts.
Okay, so you spoke about this activity being something of high endurance, but you never know about your endurance until you basically try and experience yourself. So was there a moment while you were doing this that you felt you want to give up? How did you deal with that?
Yeah, no, it's very interesting that you asked that, because so during the event, as Girish said, that there is a swim and then there is a bike ride and then there is the run. So after and everything is time bound. So you have to, there's a cutoff time for finishing the swim. So you have to finish the 1.9 kilometer in 70 minutes. Then there's a cutoff time for swim plus cycle.
Okay.
You have to finish that within 5.5 hours. So you have to finish both of these together in 5.5 hours.
Okay.
And so I was, while on the cycle, and I was very conscious about the time that you have to go at certain speed to make sure that you meet the cutoff timing. And it was very hot when I was doing it. So when I finished the cycle, so one thing was that when I finished the bike ride, then I knew that I was around 5 hours 10, 5 hours 20 minutes. So I knew that okay, now I can just go a little easy, just be relaxed. You have 3 hours now to finish the half, and since I have done these half marathons, I felt fairly confident, I would say, that I should be able to do it now. 3 hours, just to finish the half. But then when I started running, I realized that there's something, I was like dehydrated, and for the first maybe hour after that, it was like feeling a little bit of faint and feeling so that amount of the sun really gets to you.
Yeah.
So you just you start thinking all kinds of things. Will I be able to do it? Will it be this thing? What will happen? So that was a very challenging time. The first hour after when I was I was very slow at that time. I wasn't able to run at all. And then I used to put these ice boxes on and just kind of cool my body. So after that 1 hour, when I just told myself, be easy, then I was able to start running. So if you see my run, I was actually very slow in the first hour, and then it was the second and third hour I was able to start jogging and start doing it. So yeah, the main thing is just not to give up, and make sure that you keep hydrating yourself.
And that's truly amazing. I mean, what you just said, so very inspirational as well. And most of us, when we do something like this in any other form as well, you tend to give up in these crucial moments. So was it your mental makeup, your physical training, or was it your wife's picture in your mind which made you bounce back?
No, honestly, it's very, very, mentally you have to be super strong. And actually, I just tell myself that, I will not give up ever. And I will not give up until I die.
Yeah.
You have to just tell yourself this. You can't give yourself an option that let me just stop, and you can't give that. That option is not there for me when I am doing an event like this. So I just tell myself that whatever happens, until I faint, until this, I will just keep moving. And yeah, of course, you think about your son, you think about your family. And my sister was in fact with me for the event, and she was standing and continually cheering me on during the run.
That's very nice.
She's
so very nice to hear You know how your entire family supported you, including your sisters, your wife, your son, everyone. So amazing.
Yes.
All right. So this is fantastic and really very inspirational, Rajat. Thank you for sharing this. Now we have a beautiful community in Augusta, and we have passionate people. We have many others who have actually did something on their own in different levels of activities. So if you were to share your advice on 3 things they need to be doing to start preparing for an event such as Ironman, half or full, what would that be?
I would say take up the goal, set the goal. That is half the battle won. Set the goal and make sure that you are not allowing yourself any liberty about about fulfilling the goal.
Yeah.
There's no once you have set the target, that is set in stone. I would say set a challenging goal, set yourself a target, training consistently with discipline over a few months.
Okay.
And in order to do that, the community really helps. So when I was running, just being with Girish and this really really helps. All is amazing because others won't realize it, but it's very it just gets the run done. If you have a partner for running, that kind of makes sure that it helps to make sure that it is done.
Fantastic. And thank you so much, Rajat, and thank you for your inspirational story. I'm sure there are many youngsters, there are many people like us who would like to take up and do something in this wonderful community which we live in, and we have a great platform to try out and attempt things. So thank you so much, and thanks for Girish's support to you as well.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for mentioning that, Rajat.
Yeah. I don't know if Rajat remembers that the first walkers in Augusta was
Rafiq. Yes.
me and Girish, and then we had to come
that
out.
set me on the right path. So
Thank you for saying that. I'm going to buy you an extra vada. Girish, you remember we used to go out of his house and call Rajat, come out. And today he's an Iron Man. So there's also saying that COVID has done a lot of changes for people and their lifestyles and things like that. I read somewhere that men in Augusta during COVID have turned into Iron Man because they had to spend a lot of time at home.
That's where they learned how to manage the heart rate.
While we all are heading towards Bangalore Cafe for our venture into the delicacy of masala dosa and vadas and all the stuff. I think this is a great food for thought. We intend, 3 of us actually had a good discussion. We said there's so much of excellence within the community, so how can we tap into that and make those people, those movers and shakers, a source of inspiration for the youngsters and all of us.